You don't ask me to be sure, you just stay through what's unsure. When I think instead of speak, you don't treat my quiet as weak. I don't show the full of me, but I open gradually. Every time you hold your ground, I feel safe to turn around. I don't hide when I trust, not in rush but slow, because if I move a beat behind, that's just how my heart aligns. Not a vow that I insist, just the truth inside the risk. I don't hide when I trust, I just move the way I must. You don't fill the space I keep, you just sit and let it breathe. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't ask for something more. I don't push to prove I care, but I show it when I'm there. Every step not forced to fit makes me wanna stay in it. I don't hide when I trust, not in rush but slow, because if I move a beat behind, that's just how my heart aligns. Not a vow that I insist, just the truth inside the risk. I don't hide when I trust, I just move the way I must. If I leave to find my own, no, I meant you in my tone. I don't hide when I trust, not in rush but slow, because if I move a beat behind, that's just how my heart aligns. Not a vow that I insist, just the truth inside the wrist. I don't hide when I trust, I just move the way I must. You don't ask me what I feel, you just show up calm and real. When I turn my eyes away, you don't make it need to say. I don't speak in certain terms, but I feel how quiet turns. Every time you stay like that, I am full where I am at. I notice more when you're here, every thought starts coming clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I'm letting go. Not a promise, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I notice more when you're here, things I couldn't feel for years.
You don't measure where I've been, you just meet me where I begin. When I drift inside my head, you don't fear the things unsaid. I don't rush to make it right, but I stay through softer nights. Every quiet step I take feels like choosing not to break.
I notice more when you're here, every thought starts coming clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I'm letting go. Not a promise, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I notice more when you're here, things I couldn't feel for years. If I leave to stand alone, no, you lived inside my soul. I notice more when you're here, every thought starts coming clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I'm letting go. Not a promise, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I notice more when you're here, things I couldn't feel for years. You don't ask me what I mean, you just sit and watch between. When I drift and come back slow, you don't need a reason why I go. I don't show the loudest signs, but I move in subtle press me into right. You just stay through quieter nights when I look instead of speak. You don't treat my quiet weak. I don't claim a final place, but I choose you in my pace. Every breath I take near you feels like something soft and true. I get closer without asking why. Not a promise, just the reason why. If I reach a step behind, it just means I need the time. Not defining, not denied, just the truth I can't disguise. I get closer without asking why. Just the way I move inside. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my toes. I get closer without asking why. Not a promise, just the reason why. If I reach a step behind, it just means I need the time. Not defining, not denied, just the truth I can't disguise. I get closer without asking why. Just the way I move inside. You don't ask me why I'm here. You just see me year to year. When I sit a little close, you don't force what I don't show. I don't speak in bold design, but I offer smaller signs. Every time you let me be, I return more willingly. I stay in ways you notice, not in grand or spoken moments. If I move just slightly near, that's my way of saying here. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I'm choosing now. I stay in ways you notice. Quiet love, but still the closest. By how often I declare when I drift into my thoughts. You don't treat it as a cost. I don't rush to name the part, but I hold you in my heart. Every step I choose to stay feels like something real to say. I stay in ways you notice, not in grand or spoken moments. If I move just slightly near, that's my way of saying here. Truth I'm choosing now. I stay in ways you notice. Quiet love, but still the closest. If someday I walk alone, no, I met you in my I stay in ways you notice, not in grand or spoken moments. If I move just slightly near, that's my way of saying here. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I'm choosing now. I stay in ways you notice. Quiet love, but still the closest. You don't listen for my lines, you just hear the smaller signs. When I breathe instead of talk, you don't stop or make me walk. I don't open everything, but I offer what I bring every time you let it be. I show more of what you see. I don't speak just to fill the space. I talk when meaning finds its place. If I hold a quieter tone, it just means it's mine alone. Not performing, not a show, just the truth and what I know. I don't speak just to fill the space. I speak when something stays. You don't take my comments cold. You just wait for what unfolds. When I sit with folded hands, you don't force me to expand. I don't answer right on cue, but I still arrive to you. Every step that doesn't rush feels like something built from trust. I don't speak just to fill the space. I talk when meaning finds its place. If I hold a quieter tone, it just means it's mine alone. Not performing, not a show, just the truth and what I know. I don't speak just to fill the space. I speak when something stays. If one day I walk alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I don't speak just to fill the space. I talk when meaning finds its place. If I hold a quieter tone, it just means it's mine alone. Not performing, not a show, just the truth and what I know. I don't speak just to fill the space. I speak when something stays. You don't ask me where this leads, you just notice how it breathes when I step a little slow. You don't need a reason why I go. I don't say the whole of me, but I offer what I see. Every time you stay that way, I move closer day by day. I'm closer than I plan to be, not by force, just naturally. If I pause before I speak, it just means the truth is deep. Not a promise, not a plea, just a steady place to be. I'm closer than I plan to be, and it feels like honesty. You don't hold me to your pace, you just leave a gentle space. When I drift into the past, you don't tell me to move fast. I don't need to name it right, I just show up through the night. Every time I choose to stay, feels like finding my own way. I'm closer than I plan to be, not by force, just naturally. If I pause before I speak, it just means the truth is deep. Not a promise, not a plea, just a steady place to be. I'm closer than I plan to be, and it feels like honesty. If I leave to breathe alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I'm closer than I plan to be, not by force, just naturally. If I pause before I speak, it just means the truth is deep. Not a promise, not a plea, just a steady place to be. I'm closer than I plan to be, and it feels like honesty. You don't ask me to decide, you just sit there by my side. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't open all at once, I just move in subtle fronts. Every time you give me room, I return, and that's my truth. You don't pull, I still come closer. Not because it's over, sober. If I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. kind of answer.
You don't fix what's still unclear. You just stay when I'm sincere. When I drift inside my thoughts, you don't circle what I'm not. I don't force a final name, but the feeling stays the same. Every step I take your way feels like choosing you again.
You don't pull, I still come closer. Not because it's over, but if I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I'm learning now. You don't pull, I still come closer. Just a softer kind of answer. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. You don't pull, I still come closer. Not because it's over, but if I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I'm learning now. You don't pull, I still come closer. Just a softer kind of answer. You don't ask me what we are, you just sit and stay not far. When I think instead of speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't open all at once, I just move in honest fronts. Every time you don't define, something deeper sits in line. We don't rush to be anything, still I feel what this could bring. If I reach a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a name, still I show up just the same. We don't rush to be anything, but I feel everything. You don't press me into truth, you just wait with quiet proof. When I drift inside my head, you don't fear the things unsaid. I don't say I'll always stay, but I choose you in my way. Every breath beside your own feels like something gently grows. We don't rush to be anything, still I feel what this could bring. If I reach a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a name, still I show up just the same. We don't rush to be anything, but I feel everything. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. We don't rush to be anything, still I feel what this could bring. If I reach a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a name, still I show up just the same. We don't rush to be anything, but I feel everything. You don't tell me what to feel, you just show up calm and real. When I hesitate to speak, you don't take it as a peek. I don't open everything, but I keep on offering. Every time you stay that way, I find more I wanna say. What we hold between us quietly feels like truth without a plea. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a claim, but it matters just the same. What we hold between us quietly feels enough for you and me.
just rest beside the brink. When I fold into my hands, you don't try to understand. I don't name the way it grows, but I feel it when it shows. Every breath I take near you feels like something soft and true.
What we hold between us quietly, feels like truth without a plea. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a claim, but it matters just the same. What we hold between us quietly feels enough for you and me. If I leave to stand alone, know you lived inside my tone. What we hold between us quietly feels like truth without a plea. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a claim, but it matters just the same. What we hold between us quietly, feels like truth without a plea. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a claim, but it matters just the same. What we hold between us quietly feels enough for you and me. You don't ask me to define, you just share the space with mine. When I pause before I speak, you don't call my quiet weak. I don't open everything, but I offer what I bring. Every time you let it be, I show more of what you see. I don't rush to call it anything, still I show up with my breathing. If I move a step behind, I'm just learning what I find. Not a label, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I don't rush to call it anything, still I feel what this could mean. You don't measure how I care by how loud or how I share. When I drift inside my thoughts, you don't assume what I'm not. I don't plan the perfect end, but I stay where moments blend. Every honest step I take feels like something real to make. I don't rush to call it anything, still I show up with my breathing. If I move a step behind, I'm just learning what I find. Not a label, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I don't rush to call it anything, still I feel what this could mean. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I don't rush to call it anything, still I show up with my breathing. If I move a step behind, I'm just learning what I find. Not a label, not a claim, just the truth without a name. I don't rush to call it anything, still I feel what this could mean. You don't tell me what to say, you just stay in your own way. When I sit and think too long, you don't act like something's wrong. I don't open all at once, I just move in smaller fronts. Every time you don't demand, I reach out and take your hand. I'm here because I choose to be, not from need, but honesty. If I take a slower step, it just means I feel what's left. I don't need to prove I You just leave a gentle space when I drift into myself. You don't pull me off the shelf. I don't rush to seal a fate. I just move in what feels straight. Every breath beside your own feels like something quietly grown. I'm here because I choose to be, not from need, but honesty. If I take a slow step, it just means I feel what's left. I don't need to prove I care just by showing up. I'm there, I'm here because I choose to be, not from lack, but willingly. If I leave to find my own, know I met you in my tone. Because I choose to be, not from me, but honesty. If I take a slow step, it just means I feel what's left. I don't need to prove I care just by showing up. I'm there, I'm here because I choose to be, not from lack, but willingly. You don't ask me what it's called, you just stay through what's unsolved. When I pull into my mind, you don't say I'm hard to find. I don't speak in perfect lines, but I show up when it's time. Every breath I take near you feels like something real and new. Let me mean it first, not just say the pretty words. If I pause before I show, it just means I wanna know. You don't measure love by proof, you just stand in softer truth. When I tremble in my voice, you don't take away my choice. I don't rush to call it right, but I stay through every night. Every slow and chosen move feels like something I can prove. Let me mean it first, not just say the pretty words. If I pause before I show, it just means I wanna know. Not just say the pretty words. If I pause before I show, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to make it fast. What is real will always last. Let me mean it first, then I'll say the pretty You don't ask me to be clear, you just notice when I'm here. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't make it sound unique. I don't open all at once, I just move in smaller fronts. Every time you wait with me, something settles quietly. I'll show it when it's mine, not by speed but by design. If I move a breath too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to draw a line, just to feel what comes in time. I'll show it when it's mine, not You don't hold me to the past, you just stay for what might last. When I fold into my thoughts, you don't act like something's lost. I don't promise what I'll keep, but I stay where moments seep. Every step I take towards you feels like something honest, true. I'll show it when it's mine, not by speed but by design. If I move a breath too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to draw a line just to feel what comes in time. I'll show it when it's mine, not before the time is fine. If I leave to stand alone, no, I'm in you in my toes. I'll show it when it's mine, not by speed but by design. If I move a breath too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to draw a line just to feel what comes in time. I'll show it when it's mine, not before the time is You don't ask me what I mean, you just meet me in between. When I think instead of speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't show the whole at once, just the parts that feel like us. Every time you stay this close, I don't need to say the most. I have nothing to prove, still here, closer when the way is clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow or perfect cue, just a choice to sit with you. I have nothing to prove, still here, staying close because you're near. You don't measure love by speed, you just need me where I lead. When I'm quiet with my hands, you don't rush to understand. I don't set a certain end, but I show up as I meant. Every breath beside your own feels like something that has grown. I have nothing to prove, still here, closer when the way is clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow or perfect cue, just a choice to sit with you. I have nothing to prove, still here, staying close because you're near. If I leave to find what's mine, no, I meant you in the time. I have nothing to prove, still here, closer when the way is clear. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow or perfect cue, just a choice to sit with you. I have nothing to prove, still here. Staying close because you're near. You don't ask me to be sure, you just stand in what's unsure. When I drift inside my head, you don't fear the things unsaid. I don't open all at once, I just move in smaller fronts. Every time you don't push through, I find something real in you. If you stay, I stay quietly, not in a rush, but willingly. If I take a slower step, it just means I feel what's left. I don't need to name the start, I just show up with my heart. If you stay, I stay quietly, If I take a slower step, it just means I feel what's left. I don't need to name the start, I just show up with my heart. If you stay, I stay quietly, close to where you wait for me. You don't ask me to define every reason you cross my mind. When I think instead of speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't trace the perfect line, but I show up in my time. Every moment that you stay makes it easier to stay. I choose this every time, not for answers, not for signs. If I hold your hand too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to claim a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I choose this every time, even when the pace is mine. You don't measure how I care by the ways I don't declare. When I breathe a moment late, you don't treat it as a fate. I don't rush to say I'm sure, but I stay through what's unsure. Every step without demand feels like something I can stand. I choose this every time, not for answers, not for signs. If I hold your hand too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to claim a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I choose this every time, even when the pace is mine. If someday I walk alone, no, I'm in you in my tone. I choose this every time, not for answers, not for signs. If I hold your hand too slow, it just means I wanna know. I don't need to claim a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I choose this every time, even when the pace is mine. You don't ask me what I plan, you just leave from where I stand. When I breathe before I speak, you don't try to make it deep. I don't show the whole of me, but I open gradually. Every time you give me room, something quiet starts to bloom. I move closer without proof, not to fix but stay in truth. If I pause before I lean, it just means the pool is clean. I don't need to name the phase, just be honest in these ways. I move closer without proof, just a slower kind of truth. You don't treat my calm as cold, you just wait for what unfolds. When I sit with guarded hands, you don't rush to understand. I don't need to claim a fate, just a pace I navigate. Every step I take toward you feels like something real I choose. I move closer without proof, not to fix but stay in truth. If I pause before I lean, it just means the pool is clean. I don't need to name the phase, just be honest in these ways. I move closer without proof, just a slower kind of truth. If I leave to find my own, no, I leave you in my tone. I move closer without proof, not to fix but stay in truth. If I pause before I lean, it just means the pool is clean. I don't need to name the phase, just be honest in these ways. I move closer without proof, just a slower kind of truth. You don't ask, I still try. Even when I'm pulling quiet, if I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. I don't speak to satisfy, I just speak what's truly mine. You don't ask, I still try. You don't ask, I still try. You don't question what I hide, you just notice when I slide. When my hands don't move toward yours, you don't ask me to do more. I don't rush to prove I care, but I'm honest when I'm there. Every gentle shift I make feels like something real to take. You don't ask, I still try. Even when I'm pulling quiet, if I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. I don't speak to satisfy, I just speak what's truly mine. You don't ask, I still try. You don't ask, I still try. If someday I walk away, know I meant you while I stay. You don't ask, I still try. Even when I'm pulling quiet, if I move a step behind, it just means I need the time. I don't speak to satisfy, I just speak what's truly mine. You don't ask, I still try. You don't ask, I still try. You don't ask me to reveal, you just notice what I feel. When I hesitate to speak, you don't rush to make it deep. I don't offer every truth, but I show the quiet proof. Every time you let me be, I unfold naturally. I open when I'm ready, not too slow and not too steady. If I pause before I share, it just means I'm really there. I don't need to name it fast, what is real will always last. I open when I'm ready, that's the closest I can be. You don't fill the silent space, you just hold a gentle place. When I drift inside my mind, you don't chase what you can't find. I don't move in perfect lines, but you read between my signs. Every soft and simple shift feels like something I can lift. I open when I'm ready, not too slow and not too steady. If I pause before I share, it just means I'm really there. I don't need to name it fast, what is real will always last. I open when I'm ready, that's the closest I can be, yeah. If one day I walk alone, know I meant you in my tone. I open when I'm ready, not too slow and not too steady. If I pause before I share, it just means I'm really there. I don't need to name it fast, what is real will always last. I open when I'm ready, that's the closest I can be. You don't wait for perfect words, you just hear what goes unheard. When I stop before I speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't name the meaning yet, but you feel what I don't say. Every time you sit and stay, I find more I want to say. It's what I say without saying, how I move without explaining. If I linger when you're near, that's the truth you're meant to hear. I don't need to spell it out, what I feel will come about. It's what I say without saying, how I stay without explaining. just share the softer night. If I turn and breathe too slow, you don't ask for what I owe. I don't claim a certain end, but I show up as I'm in. Every small and quiet sign says this moment still is mine. It's what I say without saying, how I move without explaining. If I linger when you're near, that's the truth you're meant to hear. I don't need to spell it out. What I feel will come about. It's what I say without saying, how I stay without explaining. If I leave to breathe alone, no, I meant you in my tone. It's what I say without saying, how I move without explaining. If I linger when you're near, that's the truth you're meant to hear. I don't need to spell it out. What I feel will come about. It's what I say without saying, how I stay without explaining. You don't ask me for a plan, you just hold the space I stand. When I drift into my head, you don't treat my quiet as dread. I don't move in certain lines, but you read the smallest signs. Every time you let me be, I return more willingly. I stay because I want to, not because I have to prove. If I linger by your side, it's a choice, not where I hide. I don't need a louder view, just the truth that feels like you. I stay because I want to, that's the most I'll give to you. You don't ask me to explain why I leave and come again. When I speak in half a thought, you don't finish what I'm not. I don't rush to make it clear, but I show up year to year. Every slow and honest move feels like something real to choose. I stay because I want to, not because I have to prove. If I linger by your side, it's a choice, not where I hide. I don't need a louder view, just the truth that feels like you. I stay because I want to, that's the most I'll give to you. If someday I walk alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I stay because I want to, not because I have to prove. If I linger by your side, it's a choice, not where I hide. I don't need a louder view, just the truth that feels like you. I stay because I want to, that's the most I'll give to you. You don't ask me to confess, you just sit inside the less. When I linger on a thought, you don't say what I am not. I don't open every door, but I open more than before. Every time you don't insist, something deeper starts to exist. I'll meet you where I'm ready. Not too fast and not too steady. If I pause before I say, it just means I'm meaning more that way. I don't rush to name what's true, but I move a bit towards you. I'll meet you where I'm ready, where I meet you slowly. You don't read me by my pace, you just give me honest space. When I second guess my heart, you don't pull the fragile part. I don't speak in final terms, I just share the living turns. Every breath I take beside feels like less I need to hide. I meet you where I'm ready. Not too fast, not too steady. If I pause before I say, it just means I'm meaning more that way. I don't rush to name what's true, but I move a bit towards you. I'll meet you where I'm ready, where I meet you slowly. If I leave to find the rest, no, I held you in my bed. I meet you where I'm ready. Not too fast, not too steady. If I pause before I say, it just means I'm meaning more than. I don't rush to name what's true, but I move a bit towards you. I meet you where I'm ready, where I meet you slowly. You don't wait for perfect lines, you just listen through the signs. When I hold my thoughts too tight, you don't treat it as a slight. I don't say what's undefined, but you feel it in my mind. Every time you sit and stay, I find more I wanna say. I speak when it feels true, not on cue, but still to you. If I pause before I try, it's just how I clarify. I don't need to sound complete, just be honest when we meet. I speak when it feels true, and I say it most to you. You don't ask for something neat, you just hold the shifting beat. If I falter in my tone, you don't say I stand alone. I don't rush to give a name, but the feeling stays the same. Every truth I try to form comes out gentle, never torn. I speak when it feels true, not on cue, but still to you. If I pause before I try, it's just how I clarify. I don't need to sound complete, just be honest when we meet. I speak when it feels true, and I say it most to you. And I say it most to you. If I leave to breathe alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I speak when it feels true, not out on cue, but still to you. If I pause before I try, it's just how I clarify. I don't need to sound complete, just be honest when we meet. I speak when it feels true, and I say it most to you. You don't ask me what this is, you just let it be what lives. When I stop and hold my breath, you don't read it as a test. I don't speak in steady lines, but you hear the quiet signs. Every time I meet your eyes, I feel something I don't hide. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow. You don't push me to decide, you just sit there by my side. When I fall into my thoughts, you don't treat it as a loss. I don't rush to show my care, but I show up when I'm there. Every step I choose to move feels like something I can prove. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow. If I leave to find my way, no, I meant you while I stay. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a vow, just the truth I feel right now. I don't need the answers now, just the way you stay somehow.
You don't ask me to commit, you just notice when I sit. When I pull my hands away, you don't treat it as decay. I don't promise where I'll be, but you feel the parts I see. Every time you give me space, I return to that same place.
I stay when I could leave, not for me, but what I believe. If I linger by your side, it's a choice, not where I hide. I don't need the perfect words, just the truth you've always heard. I stay when I could leave, I stay because I breathe.
You don't pull me into more, you just open up a door. When I sit in quiet thought, you don't act like love is caught.
I don't rush to prove I care, but I show up when I'm there. Every gentle step I choose feels like less I have to lose.
I stay when I could leave, not from me, but what I believe. If I linger by your side, it's a choice, not where I hide. I don't need the perfect words, just the truth you've always heard. I stay when I could leave, I stay because I breathe. If one day I walk away, no, I meant you while I stay. I stay when I could leave,
Not for me, but what I believe.
if I linger by your side.
It's a choice, not where I hide.
I don't need the perfect words,
Just the truth you've always heard.
I stay when I could leave,
I stay because I breathe. You don't ask me to decide, you just sit there by my side. When I think instead of speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't name what's happening, but I notice everything. Every time you stay this close, I don't feel the need to pose. I go slow because it matters. to share. When I touch you just a bit, you feel all the truth in it. I don't need to make a vow, just be honest in the now. Every breath beside your own feels like something softly grown. I go slowly cause it matters, not because my feelings scatter. If I pause before I move, it's just how my heart approves. I don't rush to make it clear, but I choose you being here. I go slow because it matters, not because my feelings scatter. If one day I walk away, know I meant you while I stayed. I go slow because it matters, not because my feelings scatter. If I pause before I move, it's just how my heart approves. I don't rush to make it clear, but I choose you being here. I go slow because it matters, not because my feelings scatter. You don't hold me to a choice, you just listen for my voice. When I drift into my thoughts, you don't act like something's lost. I don't open all at once, I just share the smaller fronts. Every time you stay that way, I find more I wanna say. You stay without pulling, and that's why I keep looking. Not a promise, not a claim, just the way you say my name. If I move a little slow, it just means I need to grow. You stay without pulling, and I choose you by choosing. You don't press for what I hide, you just sit there by my side. If I speak in careful lines, you don't read between the signs. I don't ask you to be sure, I just hope you stay secure. Every truth I find in me shows a path we both can see. You stay without pulling, and that's why I keep looking. Not a promise, not a claim, just the way you say my name. If I move a little slow, it just means I need to grow. You stay without pulling, and I choose you by choosing. If I leave one day for air, no, I meant it while you care. You stay without pulling, and that's why I keep looking. Not a promise, not a claim, just the way you say my name. If I move a little slow, it just means I need to grow. You stay without pulling, and I choose you by choosing. between. When my voice gets soft and thin, you don't try to pull me in. I don't say the loudest truth, I just show a gentler proof. Every time I meet your eyes, I feel something I don't hide. I feel you in the quiet, but we don't have to define it. I don't need a name to stay, I just choose you anyway. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I want to know. I feel you in the quiet, but we don't have to define it. You don't rush to make it clear, you just stay a little near. If I pull my hands away, you don't call it drift or stray. You just give me space to breathe, let me choose what I believe. Every sigh I hold inside feels less heavy by your side. I feel you in the quiet, where we don't have to define it. I don't need a name to stay, I just choose you anyway. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I want to know. I feel you in the quiet, where we don't have to define it. If someday we drift apart, no, you still move through my heart. In the quiet, where we don't have to define it. I don't need a name to stay, I just choose you anyway. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I want to know. I feel you in the quiet, where we don't have to define it. You don't ask me where I've been, you just smile like it's enough. Every time I drift a bit, you don't label it as rough. I don't know what this could be, but I move more easily. You don't try to shape my mind, just stay close without a sign. I notice you not asking, and I stay without masking. I don't need a louder claim, just the way you say my name. If I pause before I lean, it just means the pull is clean. I notice you not asking, I stay without masking. You don't rush me when I think, you just wait along the brink. If I close off halfway through, you don't push me to push you. I don't say the perfect line, but you hear what's still half mine. Every truth I hold inside moves a little when you're by. I notice you not asking, and I stay without masking. I don't need a louder claim, just the way you say my name. If I pause before I lean, it just means the pull is clean. I notice you not asking, I stay not asking. If I go slow, stay